I was legitimately questioning things because of Gulf of Tonkin, Northwoods, things that really happened, babies that weren't thrown out of incubators to get us in the Iraq War. But I kind of realized a few years ago that I kind of had my own mild psychosis, in that when you've been lied to by the media and the culture so much over and over again, everything then starts becoming automatically, you're sure it's fake. And then everything you see fits into that. This is probably, again, 4 or 5 years ago, I began to realize, because I was on the receiving end of people pulling up in white vans with guns at my office saying, I know you put a microchip in my head and I'm going to kill you. And so it was kind of like, once I got super famous, it was like, whoa, there's a certain percentage of people that are way off on the spectrum where they believe everything's fake. And then there's people that believe everything they hear is true. I mean, you should be questioning, you should have the right to do it, but it's somewhere in the middle. And so this is what I'll say about Sandy Hook. I legitimately questioned it when people brought up anomalies. I then had debates about it on both sides. The internet pushed me to keep covering it. I probably covered it 20 times in the first few years it happened. And then as soon as I questioned it, not being staged, I got attacked so much that I said, screw it, mass shootings happen. I believe it happened. But then media would call me or interview me and say, okay, but tell us the anomalies of why you questioned. They were getting me to say it again. Not that I didn't have the right to question it, but they thought, well, Alex Jones versus dead kids, Alex Jones denying it, Alex Jones harassing families. This is a perfect way to get this guy who's so popular and getting people to question and getting people to think. And so it took me years, I think I'm smart, I guess I'm not, to figure out what was going on. So when Hillary, a few months before the election, gave this huge speech that says Alex Jones has a dark heart. He knows Sandy Hook kids died, but he says they didn't, and he sends people to their houses. He's the worst guy in the world. So I came out and I said, listen, I never sent anybody to the houses, but I apologize if it was taken out of context. People have a right to question, but I'm sorry for the families, and I'm sorry for your hurt, and I get it, and I've experienced crazy people now, big time, just like you have. Please stop saying that I'm saying it didn't happen. Please stop saying I'm sending people to people's houses, because here's what happens. When they put it on every major TV channel, local TV channels, radio, I mean, thousands of articles that then get syndicated. If I said 100,000 articles, that's a low number. The amount of Sandy Hook coverage against me has been so insane and so huge, because it's supposed to be the first domino that once I'm taken down, then all the dominoes fall.
Well, it's also clickbait. There's also a thing, if you say Alex Jones, Sandy Hook, and you put in a title, a certain amount of people are just going to click on it. Alex Jones is still pushing a Sandy Hook conspiracy theories, one that I saw just 2 days ago.
Exactly. So this is the point I've gotten to is, here's the key. Then they say more people are showing up in Connecticut. More people are coming to their houses, which they are, because the media is all over the news saying there's a big conspiracy here. Alex Jones says it doesn't happen. And so people then hear it and they think, oh, you know, it's like looking for the Mothman or something. They're all running up there and the media is saying it in my name. And I'm saying, no, I believe it happened years ago. And so then I'm getting the blame and the attacks and the demonization and the threats for what the corporate media is saying over and over again, that I'm saying that it didn't happen.
And the families are getting the threats, and the families are getting the attacks, and the families are getting called crisis actors.
Yes.
And then it gets even worse. You did something different?
Oh my God, in hindsight, yeah, absolutely. But again, I legitimately didn't think my show was as powerful as it was, so that I wasn't retrospectively, you know, looking at everything I was doing as much as I should. Nobody's perfect. I mean, as you get older, you grow and you learn things. But I just began to realize about 3 years ago that they're making my identity, not being a nationalist, not being a populist, not being a free market guy. They're making my whole identity Sandy Hook. And I didn't even know they were going to sue me then.
Well, it's just because that's what gets clicks.
Yes, but let's just say this. I'm not in the CIA.
Me neither.
I'm not in the NSA.
Me neither.
But they've been tracking me my whole life.
Do you think they give you disinformation sometimes, your sources?
Absolutely.
For sure.
It was the
Sometimes,
CIA. Right? It was the former deputy director, basically the CIA section chief, founder of Delta Force, who got me to, like 2 weeks ago, goes, Alex, you're not saying Sandy Hook stage. You need to go say Sandy Hook stage. He goes, oh, we have the people. We're there. And just because he was famous MIT scientist and stuff, I went with that.
So do you think
so imagine they already had AI computers probably. I'm speculating, looking way out to set me. I mean, I don't know.
I'm sure there's people setting everybody up.